Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone, to the second part of our plenary session. Now, during the breakout sessions, I've seen you talking to each other. I've seen you grabbing some coffee. I've seen you laughing, having fun, and networking, most of all, which make this Think Next already a success. So, round of applause for you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. In this next session, we're going to talk about how to remain relevant in this fast-changing ICT world, thanks to innovation, data processing, and so on. For that, I have invited a few people, of course. We want to discuss together with you how you explore the transformative power of ICT. And here are our speakers of the day. He's CIO of Liantis, Nicolas van Kerschaver. We also have the project leader innovation at Groeninge, Desplinter. We have the CEO of ID2Move, Emilien Watelet. And finally, we have the Director Enterprise Solutions and Platforms at Proximus, Tania Defraine. Welcome. Enjoy. The stage is yours.
Good afternoon and welcome Brian, Emilien and Nicolas to join me on stage. So, Nicolas, I start with you. You provide end-to-end support solutions to independents and company, and you are really a front-runner, a king, with relating to business transformation and automatization. So, can you explain us a little bit your insights? How is your journey?
Well, we had a journey of 5 years, and in these 5 years we built a platform with 400,000 visitors each month. That's our customers. The customers are the independents, and they're doing transactions on our platforms. So building this from nothing to 400,000 was quite a big journey. But I have 4 takeaways, or 3 takeaways for you this evening of this journey, and I can share it with you all. The first one is digital strategy is part of your organization strategy. That's a very important part because realizing the outcome of your digitalization can only be done by the whole company. So it must be clear that a clear, transparent, common view on strategy and goals is very important. Second part, talent. Without top talent, I think you cannot realize any digital transition. So at Liantis we use 3 words for that. It's build, buy, and borrow. Build is building your talents and competencies with your existing workforce. Buying talent is by not only financial buying talent, but also creating an environment, an environment that inspires people, that is technology challenging, and then you can attract the best people on the market. And the other one is the borrow. Not all technology, not all competences has to be your own competences. So lean on your partners, select the best partners on the market, and try to get their best talent inside. And then the last one, very important one for the digital transition, is product management. Digital product management today is about data. All our customers have dreams and goals to achieve, and they have impediments. Our task of product management is trying to find which impediments they have and try to solve them with technology. Not technology, but with technology we try to solve these problems. And if you solve problems of clients, you're always successful.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your explanation. Emilien, being the center of excellence, the reference in the market on autonomous vehicles and drones, we do together a wonderful project which is called the 5G project for our customer Deltrian. Can you explain a little bit how we handle that on an integration level, drones, AI, 5G? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, definitely. It's always better when you start a project with a real market need behind it. And it was the case with Deltrion. So they run some warehouses all over Europe. And for the new one in Belgium, they faced 3 issues. The first one was real-time stock management. They have more than 40,000 different items in stock, so it's just amazing to deal with that. And they need to find a solution to have more stock management than just once per year.
Okay.
Second issue was the security for the workers, because you never know if a pallet can fall down. If it's just 1 or 2 centimeters far away from what it should be, it could fall down and hurt or kill somebody. And the third one was about the optimization of the space. So how to put the right thing at the right place and how to work with that. And with them, we tried to develop a solution to answer these 3 issues. And for that, we need a team, the best one possible. And we find it with some partners. The first one was Proximus for the 5G connection, because there is a lot of data to grab from the 40,000 items, and we need to deal with that. The second one was Proximus ADA for the artificial intelligence. We work with QR codes, and you need to read that QR codes, but you need also to detect a broken box or just something that is wrongly placed on the shelves. The third one was the drone, because the idea was to use a drone to make that work. And then finally, we have the final users, Deltrion. And then we have a test place. That was also important, because if you do it on the real warehouse directly, you have to stop the production. And so we recreated on a separate, very small warehouse where everything can be tested. And so this was the perfect team to do that, because we started first with just a prototype. We can iterate very fast, and then at the end we have a proper solution that works and that you can see over here in the innovation area. So yeah, it works, definitely.
So everyone can go to the innovation room to see it working, so it's always better to see it in live.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Brian, AZ Groeninge, one of the most advanced and modern hospitals in Belgium. You will use 5G, private networks, at the hospital. Can you explain a little bit what are the benefits you see and what brings 5G to the hospitals and to the patients?
Yeah, but before I can explain why we will use 5G, you already mentioned it, we will implement 5G in our hospital. So for you, but for everyone here in the audience, it's really quite of a scope. As a Groeninge will implement a mobile private network 5G in our hospital, but our whole facility will be facilitated with MPN. We will do that from the start of next year to implement all of the new innovations that we want to roll out in our hospital. One of the use cases that we want to do and why 5G is necessary for that, we have some top clinicians in our hospital, and we have patients from all over the world that come to our hospital to have kind of surgery, most of the time a liver surgery, but via 5G it's not anymore necessary that those patients come to the hospital. We can operate them from anywhere in the world because we can connect our robot surgeon with a robot anywhere in the world via 5G. That's one of the use cases that we will do. Another one that will be possible via Proximus, but also with the partners in our project. For example, we will work closely together with Apple and NVIDIA as well, hospital, or a radiologist. Right now, if you go to the patient through a scanner, those files, they call DICOM files. A radiologist, most of the time, see them on a flat screen. But they are very large images, and we can really see them in 3D. Together with the processing of NVIDIA and the glasses of Apple, then we can see the images of the patient in an AR environment. For example, hopefully, luckily not, but if you fall down with your bicycle and your elbow is broken, if you come into the hospital, a radiologist can look to you and immediately see your scan on your elbow and see it in real time what the injury is and give an exact healing path for you. in that case.
So I hear critical applications
Yes.
remotely, and the remotely applications.
So 5G will enable all the crazy ideas that already were there in the hospitals, in the minds of the nurses, in the minds of the physicians, and now we are really, we have really the products to roll it out.
Okay, perfect. And then the second question, AI. It's a hot topic of today and is shaping the future of many industries. So, Nicolas, how is Liantis approaching AI?
It's a question that I get a lot. And,
We
and
talked about
sometimes-
it.
and sometimes I get the question, Nicolas, we have to do something with AI. And I always ask, why should I do something with AI? I start always with a client problem. It's solving a problem, and if AI can help me in solving this problem, that's what we are. That's what we want to do. At this moment, we are doing a lot of separate experiments on it, and the main thing is learning about how can you apply AI and what is the effect of using AI, rather than focusing on building competence in technology. Technology for us and AI is going so fast. We are not a tech company, so for that part, we count on our partners who are delivering the technology part of AI, so that we can focus on applying it on customer problems. And one thing I've asked the product managers inside is, instead of searching for use cases for AI, try to find the use cases or the problems you tried to solve last 3 years, and look to this problem. You know this problem, you studied on this problem, and try to see with the technology of AI, the solution we made can maybe become better with AI. So that's the way we deal with AI as of now.
So really looking to the customer benefits for your core network, your core business activities.
That's it. Technology is only solving problems and not on technology for technology.
Yeah. Thank you for the explanation. Brian, AI is a focus point in your strategy. Could you tell us how you will use AI in AZ Groeninge?
Yeah, AI now is seen as artificial intelligence, but for us as a hospital, due to the laws, as of course, for us it's assisted reality, intelligence, I mean. AI is there to assist our clinicians or nurses. AI will never take over the role of them, but they will assist them to see more patients and also to give a better outcome for the patients as well. Also within the 5G project, together with Proximus, we will also enable AI, but there as a prevention and also more a course for our clinicians and nurses. Right now, all of us already experience it. If you go to a hospital, sometimes you have to wait. Not all of us had the patience to wait.
No,
and some people,
I'm not a really patient person. So.
And some people start to be aggressive to our nurses or clinicians. Together with ChatGPT, so OpenAI, we can train a smart language model together with avatars. And our clinicians and nurses will be trained via VR glasses to encourage on how to elaborate with aggressive patients. How can you talk to them? How can you make them calmer? And due to AI and the implementation of ChatGPT, if I talk to you aggressively, then if you are an avatar, then you will talk aggressively back to me. But also with 5G, if I speak to you now in real time, you can adapt very quick to me. But without AI and without 5G, it's not possible that an avatar can have a smooth conversation with me. Together with the implementation of Proximus with 5G and also our partners in the project, it's possible to have a smooth conversation with an avatar.
Okay. And are you open to show your use cases also to other hospitals and as an...
Yeah, that's the third part of our project. We will open our doors for everyone, our partners, but also people who we will not work with or maybe not work with yet, nationally and internationally. In the project, we will have a lab where the industry can come to our hospital, test out new facilities, and also test out the products that we will create together with the partners.
Oh, very good. So really, like Nicolas is saying, testing cases and showing the benefits to the customer, or the patient, or the doctors and so on. So, Emilien, alors, sorry, I want to start in French, but you're strong in co-creation, and each innovative project faces its own, let's say, challenges. Can you share some tips and tricks to us, to the audience, how you handle that?
Yeah, you're right. And furthermore, if you are in this case of prototyping phase or proof of concept phase, you faced more hurdles than success. To be honest, I would say that the key point would be to have this discussion with the team. We have to rely on people. Definitely, and then to understand the technology, understand the others. If we can speak the same language, we can go far all together, because we know from the very beginning that we have to step those hurdles. So this is for me the main sentence. It's team up and try to do the things all together by understanding why the others are in the team, what's the added value, and to fit all those needs and all those skills together to have a success at the end, or not. But failing could be also a success if you know why. So definitely, these are the links that I would like to put into.
And that's what I heard also from you guys, the talent, the skills, the right skills to make it happen. So we are almost on our closing. So for Proximus, technology is something which is needed to support people, employee, customers, answer customer benefits and needs, pains, customer pains. Do you share that vision?
For sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. As a training together with Proximus and 5G, we will be enabled to healing patients better, faster, and more accurate than we did before.
So we work with the heart, and technology is there for supporting us.
And innovation is part of it also. And we definitely have to mix together different skills and different knowledge to reach big added value.
Okay, Nicolas, for the closing.
Like I already said, it starts with the customer, and without a customer needs, there will be no successful product. With AI, with other technology, there will be no successful product if it's not solving a pain of a customer.
And the right partnerships and the right people. So
right
thank you very much for joining me on stage. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us, of course. Nicolas, Brian, Emilien, and Tania. Ladies and gentlemen, boy, do we have something in store for you all right now. Because, of course, we've been talking about AI and what is possible with it, and the risks, of course, it entails. And that shouldn't be a surprise, because it is, by far, the hottest topic by now. It offers many opportunities, it's not without risks, but it brings me to our next guest. I'm talking about a man who surprised the world when he appeared on America's Got Talent, and he demonstrated a very creative way of what exactly AI is capable of. I'm talking about a man from Paal, Limburg, but the world knows him as Chris Hume.
Hello everyone, and I would like to thank Proximus for inviting me here today. This is for sure the most beautiful stage I have ever been on. I myself come from a very small village in Limburg named Paal, and I have always believed that if you really want something, you can always make your dreams come true. The world is very big, and there is nothing or no one who can stop you. And it's very cliche, but it's true, because I tried it. And I still have a very long way to go, but I believe I can do it, and I'll never give up. There are excellent educational programs in Belgium, and combined with everything you can teach yourself on the internet, there are no limits. Because every week, new stuff is coming out, and the only way you can get in contact with these things is by going on the internet, going on these repositories, educate yourself, because it goes so quickly. But Let's start with one question. Can AI win a talent show? That's the question we asked ourselves 1.5 years ago. ChatGPT told me AI has the potential to win a talent competition, but the outcome depends on the specific criteria and subjective judgment of the competition.
What is your talent?
Our company is called Metaphysic, and we use artificial intelligence to create hyper-real content.
What we're doing here at AGT is the most advanced AI content creation the world's ever seen.
I cannot even imagine the amount of work to be able to create something so perfect.
Don't you love the fact that, talent could be anything, and you guys are pure talent?
You have 4 yeses.
The audition was great. The way Simon reacted was amazing. Like, he's a part of the act. For me personally, that's why I do it. I want to make people smile.
Here's Metaphysic.
So compared to the audition, we're upping the level. We've been working on this for weeks and weeks, nights and nights, because we really want to get to the grand final.
This is not the best act of the night. This is the best act of the series so far.
America has voted. The first act going into the finals is Metaphysic!
Can we talk about how good I was? It was also great to see the King of Pop again, and also Elvis.
This is the most incredible original act we've ever had in any final. You're going to have your own show on Vegas.
Finishing in 4th place and leaving the competition is Metaphysic! What has been on
So, almost. So, AI came very close. AI made Simon Cowell and the AGT judges do things and to show them a younger version of themselves doing things they never imagined was possible. And they really like that if you do that. If you put Simon on stage, it helps when he's a judge. He likes that. It also demonstrated a very interesting concept where we could bring back idols to life, like a very young Elvis Presley. But of course, and I have to keep repeating that, it wasn't just AI that made this happen. It was a lot of human creativity involved in creating this. Because what makes Simon Cowell Simon Cowell? That's the question. Is it the shape of his face? Is it the way he laughs? Is it the distance in between his eyes? Is a combination of all these different things that make him unique as a person. Because we've made over 100 digital twins of Simon Cowell, and it was always something like it could be his cousin, it could be something that is someone that looks alike, but it's not him. And it's very difficult to define why is that. AI technology is very powerful, but like I said, there are a million ways to drive these computer models, and each result is different. Backstage, I was talking with one of the colleagues here, like you could have the same data like Simon Cowell in this case. You could have the same Simon Cowell data. And it's the way you nurture this data, the way you train these models based on the same data, you could have 1,000 of different results. So it's all dependent on how you work with the data is the most important. If it goes,
you ain't nothing but a hound dog, yeah. Walking on time. Well, you ain't never gonna let you wishing your friend.
Our company is called Metaphysic, and we use artificial intelligence to create hyper-real content.
This is the best act, I believe, of the series so far.
This is how I looked 30 years ago. He can even remove my mustache.
So wake me up when it's all over. You're watching sin, que you're watching sin. Todo este tiempo tratando de encontrarme yo está perdido.
I'm gonna show you some magic.
On this throne, I'm ready for their stone. I'll dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands above my head, 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 like Jesus said.
This is serious breaking news. It's all real.
So, my name is Chris Yume. I'm one of the co-founders of Metaphysic. It's a company where we focus on building software that enables production of photorealistic content through AI technology. 2.5 years ago, I started the company together with Tom and my brother, Kevin. And before that, I worked 5 or 6 years for VTM and Q Music. And I've also had a passage of 1.5 years working for Matt and Trey at South Park Studios at the AI department. Now, while I was at South Park, I had something going on the side, and together with an actor called Miles, I did this very small thing named Deep Tom Cruise. And for who doesn't know what Deep Tom Cruise is, this is him.
What's up, TikTok? You guys cool if I play some sports? I love it. More for the audio experience. As much as the momentum. Hey, listen up, sports and TikTok fans. If you like what you're seeing, just wait till what's coming next.
So, on a certain day, Miles contacted me. I've worked with him before. And he told me, like, hey, Chris, do you want to do something fun? Let's put Tom Cruise in my garden, because he already looks like him a bit. And let's just make a funny video. So, we did that. We made that one funny video. And without me knowing, he created this TikTok channel named Deep Tom Cruise, and he put this video online. And something happened that I've never experienced before. We went viral, gaining about a few 100,000 views in one day, and a few 100,000 followers and a few million views. That was it. It was quite a moment to take in as a creative. Like, that's the essence. That's why I do it. I just want to make people smile. All the other stuff that comes later. That's not as important for me. But of course, it was also very important to realize how powerful this technology is and how you handle it. Miles is a professional actor. He looks like Tom Cruise. I'm a VFX artist. I'm an AI artist. You have to imagine, like, this is a small Hollywood studio creating these things. So it's very important that we communicated that as well to people, because otherwise, like, it's the end of the world. It's very easy to make this. Everyone can do this. It's not as simple. There's a lot of effort and expertise that goes into these videos. Now, when I started making these videos with Miles, I think it's very important to and I always show this video because I always want to show people why we did it.
Seeing him find joy.
This is one of the
in
first
everyday
conversations.
Experiences that the rest of us experience because we're normal is such a great content space. And so it's like can you just imagine Tom Cruise just low-key sitting at a table, whatever. And obviously we have the outfits, but we totally downplay it. And he's just like, whoa, like there's a Tootsie Roll in the middle of this lollipop. Like, why did nobody ever, this is incredible.
I like where you're going. Like, we have to keep, if he's ever going to see it, we have to make sure we never offend him. And I like that. I like the silly jokes and the thing you're telling. Like, he's so out of touch with especially with TikTok. He doesn't feel it at all. Like with the golf.
So first of all, my apologies for my probably even worse English than I have right now. I think it's got a bit better. But I just want to make clear that for us, me and Miles is also one of the co-founders of my company, by the way, it was a creative project where we wanted to make people smile. We wanted to raise awareness, like to show everyone in the world, like, think twice when you see something, because in the future, it's not going to be as easy. If something doesn't make sense, it's probably not true. Check your sources, where it's coming from. Like, Twitter has been fake news for years, but now we have video. It makes it even more difficult. So that's one of the reasons. And I also just wanted to learn how to create these things, how to get better. What we did not realize at that specific time is that we somehow had caused some kind of revolution. We had shown the world that photorealistic content was possible. It was almost unrecognizable from the real thing. And that brings me to the next point. And that's because we managed to bridge the uncanny valley. In the past, we've seen various films, for example, where actors were made younger and through CGI and visual effects. And it always looks pretty good, but you can always still see it's not a human. It's not real. That's the big difference. Getting to that 90%, that's one thing. But the last 10% to bridge that uncanny valley, that's the most hard. And I've got a few examples of movies we've had in the past where they're using different technologies, and let's go over them. So this is fully 3D, Tarkin and Rogue One by ILM. It's fully 3D. And then if we go to the next one, we got de-aging in The Irishman by ILM. And this is an important one. I'm going to come back to this one, but you have to know these actors are on set, and afterwards in post-production, that's when they're being de-aged. And also the de-aging looks great, but you can still tell it's not real. And then we got de-aging in Gemini Man. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But you can see Will Smith has to have a lot of trackers on his face, and he has this camera, and it's a team of 100 people working on this to make an artificial 3D version of Will Smith which looks younger, which still isn't perfect in my opinion. So then we come to the next thing. So this is a movie me and my company have been working on for about a year right now. We didn't care about being fourth at America's Got Talent, because the day we got fourth, right before we went on stage, we heard like we're going to make this movie. So we're like, great. Don't care which place we're going to be, as long as it's not 10 or 11, then it's fine. So what we did in this movie, we did our work. I'm not sure when it's going to get released, maybe somewhere next year, early next year, middle of next year. We de-aged Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, Paul Bettany, and Kelly Riley. And the director was Robert Zemeckis. And the big difference, what we've done here compared to The Irishman, are two things. One, the technology itself. It looks realistic. If you look at Tom Hanks in the movie, like you could see like this is a young guy, like it's not fake, it's not artificial, it's not 3D, it looks real. And the second thing, what we did in this movie was we built some kind of magic mirror. So all the actors in this movie had some type of magic mirror where they could just look at themselves, and Tom Hanks was standing in front of the mirror and he could see himself younger when he was looking in the mirror. And why this is useful is he could practice his acting. And for example, when Tom Hanks smiles now, your facial features change. So when he smiles, when he's older, and he looks at the younger self, he's like, it looks like my younger self, but this is not how I did it when I was young. So he could teach himself how to act in a way that his younger version would look exactly as how he did when he was young. So on set, we also did this live, so they had some time to practice in front of a magic mirror, but on set they also had this. So after every scene, he goes, check the monitor, like, how did I do it? It was very interesting to see. It's the first time this has ever been used in a production like this, but very interesting to see. Next, this is something I have to tell everyone to go check this. This is a digital concert of ABBA that you can now go see in London. It's fully 3D, where you're in some kind of room. You see a stage in front of you, like it's with some kind of LED or hologram, and it all looks super real. And then you got these big screens moving around, and the lights in the whole room, they're all connected with all these screens. And when you sit there, it feels like you're watching ABBA when they were young, and it feels quite real. There's only one thing. It's all 3D. It's very, very good, but it's still all 3D.
So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on?
I think it's incredible what they've created here. I would recommend everyone to go watch it. And also an important contributor to this fantastic project is another fellow Belgian. He now also works at Metaphysic. It's Joe Plata. He's a Chief Innovation Creative Officer at our company. And ABBA Voyage is a fantastic project. The creators of this project are pioneers, that's clear. But what if we take it a step further? For example, Elvis in Concert 2024. Well, I could tell you it's not going to happen because it's rather quickly. But what if we do that Elvis in Concert while we're using AI? What if we brought back Elvis just like we did for ICT, but then better? Imagine. Elvis enters the stage and performs his first song that he's ever created, his first hit. He's like 18 years old. Then we go to the next song, and you have to imagine it all looks photoreal, right? Like you see him standing there, you have these close-ups, it's all super real. In the next song, he's a bit older, like you can just see him age up while you're watching him. He's older, and his voice also changes a bit. And before we go to the next song, you got this scene where he's sitting with his wife, and you see a scene that may have defined his life. So instead of a song, now you see something happening on stage which caused Elvis to take a certain turn in his life. So instead of going to a concert of Elvis, we're going to this concert biopic mixture. So you see his whole life passing by in front of you, and it all feels real. It's like a total different experience, something we've never experienced before. And I never had the chance to see Elvis, so I think it would be great. Then we go to the next thing, use cases for AI. This is my favorite one, by the way. AI, oh, I was too quick, I still had to read my text. AI can be used in many, many ways, of course. And I'm not just here to show you what's possible right now. I want to show you where it could go to, like what are the possibilities? And that's when you can start brainstorming, like what could it mean for us? What could it mean in our life? I myself, I live in Bangkok, and I fly to Belgium every few months to see my grandparents. Imagine if we could create some kind of contact lens where, with the help of AI and augmented reality, we could come closer to each other without physically being next to each other. So, what if I told my grandparents in the morning, like, let's have breakfast together today? And I go sit on my table in Bangkok, and they're in Belgium, and we're having breakfast together. And that would be nice, because it all feels super real, and we could talk. And the interesting thing about this is it's all stored in the cloud. So years later, 20, 30 years, maybe my grandparents are not here anymore. I could walk through that memory, and I could take my children, I could show them, like, this is how I communicated with my grandparents. This is who they were. And I could show them how I remember them. And that's interesting to think about. I'm not saying we should do it, but it's interesting to think about. Then we go to next, localization. I'm going very quick. What I think is so interesting about localization, because we all saw those apps the last couple of months where you could translate a video to whatever language you wanted. And I find it interesting because it's like bridging the language barrier. And we cannot do this live yet, but we're not far from it. Just imagine you're having a business meeting with a company from the other side of the world, and you could just speak your local native language, and it all gets translated automatically. It could open up a lot of new markets. Another interesting use case, I think, is where we could, for example, a teacher could be in many classrooms. Currently, the best teachers in the world are sitting at Harvard, where they get the most money. But what if we could translate those digital lessons, and then in the smallest country in Africa, we could localize those lessons, and now people in Africa, in that small country, I'm just saying something, now they have the possibility to have the same level of education like the people at Harvard, just by using AI. I think that's amazing. Let's look at one example before I go to the next.
Hi, my name's Tom Graham. I'm creating this video for the purpose of creating a realistic AI representation of myself. Bonjour, je suis Tom Graham. J'ai créé cette vidéo pour une représentation réaliste de mon IA personnel. Konnichiwa, watashi wa Tom Graham desu. AI 表現を作成するためにこのビデオを作成しています。Ce sera un avatar d'IA qui me...
Okay, I want to go one time quick. Okay, so here's something that we did. We just translated Tom, our CEO, and we made him speak a few languages. Now, there's another interesting use case while using AI voices, for example. What I find interesting about AI voices, if I would lose my voice today, by the use of AI, we could get my voice back, or we could give people their voice back. It's the same thing with artists. When artists get older, they might lose the possibility to hit a certain note, the note that they were possible to achieve when they were younger. Well, by using AI, we can help it a bit. We can give them the tools to be creative with AI. Or maybe Clouseau, it's my favorite Belgian artist. They could start translating their music to different languages. And now suddenly, instead of like having small Belgium, now suddenly their whole market is the whole world. And I have an example of that.
Fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over. You're watching, singing, watching, sing. Todo este tiempo tratando de encontrarme yo. Está perdido.
Pretty nerdy stuff. Serious nerds. But nice.
That wasn't meant to be in there. Anyway, now we're coming to the last part. You're almost done with me. That's talent, AI models, and digital ownership. I think that's very important. We're conducting research into the ownership of digital likeness for talent and productions. This means that you own yourself, you own your own likeness in this or digital identity, because we're moving towards a world where we got like a digital second life. Because at a certain point, someone will be able to regenerate myself, for example, and they could say that they're Chris. And I think it's very important to think about that because it's happening. It's going to happen, and we have to start thinking about how we can protect ourselves. How do you own yourself? How do you make sure no one uses your identity? So, something we're doing with my company as well, but I'm sure other companies are doing it as well, giving you the possibility to copyright your own synthetic likeness and fight non-consensual abuse. With advancements in technology, it's now possible to legally copyright your digital image. This offers a robust defense against unauthorized or non-consensual usage, providing a legal framework to protect your digital identity. There are also other use cases for this. Like, it's not only to protect yourself, but you could also license your digital likeness, which is interesting. Like, beyond protection, there is an opportunity to monetize your digital likeness. This not, it's a lot of text. This not only offers control, but also opens up a new avenue for revenue generation from your digital persona. Nike could launch a campaign and they want me to be the face, so now I license my digital likeness to them, and now they could use it for a certain campaign. And here's a good example of how it could be used in games. Imagine seamlessly integrating your own photorealistic face into games like FIFA, transforming them into ultra-realistic experiences. This is a pretty old video, but you could see it happening. And if you think about this, picture a game like World of Warcraft, and I'm not sure anyone in this audience knows it, but with the realness and detail of a digital Second Life. It's just not playing a game, it's like stepping into an alternate lifelike reality. I think that's where we're going to. And that's it. Thank you.
Every now and then I like to treat myself. And it's good because discipline... Oh my God. I think there's bubblegum inside this. That's incredible. How come nobody ever told me there's bubblegum? Incredible. Oh yeah.
Now, this type of technology, I was said, is cheaper than plastic surgery. I'm going to get in touch with Chris Huet to get a younger self. Maybe. That would be interesting, of course. Did you enjoy that? You did? All right, round of applause for Chris Huet. And now we are slowly but surely coming to the end of this perfect Think Next. I hope that you've all enjoyed and you've learned just as much as I did, of course. Now, before we have some final words by Anne-Sophie Lotgering, I would like to have some guest appearance coming on stage right now, somebody who came down especially for all of us. Please welcome the chairman, Stefan de Klerk.
Was dat wel de echte Chris Huet? Ik weet het niet. Of was dat een avatar? Goed, ik ben heel blij dat ik een beetje bij verrassing hier vanavond bij u ben. Om te zeggen dat ik heel fier ben op wat hier georganiseerd wordt. Meer dan 1300 mensen die hier samen zijn. Een fantastische presentatie. Maar je remplace Guillaume Boutin qui n'est pas encore retourné de l'Inde, qui est dans le international business et qui est un peu en retard. Donc je prends sa place avec beaucoup de plaisir parce que je suis très heureux de vous accueillir et de dire qu'on est fiers de travailler pour Proximus, nous autres, oui, comme président du board. Mais d'avoir beaucoup de clients et beaucoup de clients qui sont présents ce soir. Donc, you're welcome. Merci d'être avec nous. J'espère que tout l'événement vous convient et que vous apprenez des choses. Donc, je suis heureux. J'espère que vous avez le même sentiment. As a chairman of the board of Proximus, we are very proud to see what's happening. A lot of things are moving. Everything is moving. With technology, with innovation, new products, etc., etc. We have, of course, our customers, and we have the teams who are working on the customers, mobile and fixed customers, and with PIX, etc. They're doing a great job and growing business. We have the fiber. We have the rollout of the fiber, who's a great adventure also. It's a huge challenge to bring the fiber all over the country. Those are the other teams who are doing the job. That's already also fantastic. We have the international development. A lot of international activity, and that's the reason why Guillaume was in India to meet the people from our company. We acquired Route Mobile. But we have, of course, and that's the reason why you are here, why I am here, we have our enterprises. And we have the lady who organized everything for tonight, who's looking for you, who's working with you, who's doing a very good job, and she's in charge for EBU. She's the lady who every day says, think possible, think next. She's Anne-Sophie Lotgering, and I give her the floor. I ask your applause for Anne-Sophie, who's going to explain everything for you. Thank you.
Merci. Merci beaucoup. So, good evening. Goedenavond. Bonsoir à tous. So I don't need an avatar to translate that much, but if you ask me to do it further in other languages, this is where I will fail. So first of all, I wanted to thank you all very much for coming today and this evening. I really hope that you've had more than a pleasant time, that you've been able to really work with us and discuss with us, with our partners and with our affiliates, all of the merits of the different technology shifts that are happening and that will continue to happen, and how with you we will be able to transform those into business outcomes. I have to say that I'm also particularly happy to be able to say that this is also very important for us, is that we continue on expanding our international presence. Stéphane alluded to it. Indeed, we've acquired recently a company in India called Route Mobile in the area of communication platform as a service and digital identity. And if you add that to the fact that we also recently acquired a couple of years ago, Telesign, and we've created our subsidiary ADA in the field of AI and cybersecurity, I think it's fair to say that Proximus is here with you to invest in the areas where we see the deepest technology trends. What I also want to do is see if you would be happy to join us for our next Think Next event. Yes, we plan these things in advance, and I'd very much like for you all to come and be with us in our next year's event on the 28th of November in the Necker Hall. So please, if you think this day's been a pleasant experience, don't hesitate to grab those beautiful electronic diaries of yours and write that name and that event down. Now, this being said, I am well aware of the fact that I am actually standing between myself and a glass of beverage of your choice, whatever that would be. So I will keep it very short and sweet. Again, I will thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you in our innovation garden. Please take the time, if you haven't done so, to really spend some time with our partners, our affiliates, and with the rest of the team. And of course, with all of our customers, to really spend some more time to network together. On that note, I leave you to say, see you with a glass in hand just next door. Thank you all very, very much.
Proximus Next. Think possible.